Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr was born in the year 1935 into an influential religious and political family in Baghdad. His father was a famous Islamic scholar, and his uncle, known as Muhammad Hassan Al Sadr, participated in the 1920 Iraqi rebellion against British rule and served as the Prime Minister of Iraq in 1948. Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr continued this revolutionary legacy, and he would later clash with the tyrants of his time. After completing his Islamic education, Baqir Al Sadr became a religious teacher. In 1958, the Iraqi monarchy was overthrown in a military coup and replaced by a communist dictatorship. Because of the influx of dangerous Western ideas into Iraq, Baqir Al Sadr wanted to reform the religious education system, as he felt that it was not suited for the times. Therefore, he established the Usul ad-Din College in Baghdad and began teaching his students a mix of Islamic education, philosophy, and economics. During this period, Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr wrote a book entitled Falsafatuna, in which he criticized Western philosophies such as capitalism and communism from an Islamic perspective, and he presented an alternative Islamic political system. He stated, "Islamic theory rejects monarchy as well as the various forms of dictatorial government. It also rejects the aristocratic regimes and proposes a form of government which contains all the positive aspects of the democratic system." Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr eventually established his own political party, known as the Dawah Party, which called for the creation of an Islamic government, and he began distributing leaflets in universities in order to recruit young people to his cause. He called for Islamic unity and gained the support of both Arabs and Kurds and Sunnis and Shias. Although he was a Shia, he gained the support of many Sunni religious scholars such as Muhammad al-Tijani. However, his quest to establish an Islamic government was interrupted when the brutal Ba'ath Party came to power in 1968. When the Ba'ath Party came to power, they began to crack down on all Islamic political parties as they saw them as a direct threat to their rule. Hundreds of Islamic scholars and activists were imprisoned and tortured, and many mosques and Islamic schools were shut down. As a result, Baqir Al Sadr left Iraq and began establishing offices of the Dawah Party in various different Muslim countries such as Lebanon and Kuwait. He also sent a telegram to King Faisal of neighboring Saudi Arabia, asking him to support the Muslims of Iraq in their struggle against the tyrannical Ba'ath Party. Baqir Al Sadr also established relations with Islamic parties in other countries, such as the Jamaat-e-Islami Party in Pakistan, and he expressed his desire to combine efforts in order to fight against tyrannical governments in the Muslim world. Shortly after returning to Iraq, Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr was placed under house arrest. However, he continued to communicate with his followers through letters and statements which he issued from his house. Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr decided not to directly clash with the new government and instead issued a fatwa declaring membership of the Ba'ath Party forbidden in Islam. As a result, thousands of people left the party. However, the government of Saddam Hussein soon began to notice the decrease in the membership of their party, and they eventually found out about the fatwa of Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr. Therefore, Saddam Hussein began a violent crackdown against all people suspected of being followers of Al Sadr. For example, the entire family of a Kurdish man known as Samir Ghulam al-Faili was executed after he was accused of being part of Al Sadr's party. In addition to this, in March 1980, 96 of Al Sadr's followers were also executed by the Saddam regime. After seeing the widespread brutality against his followers, Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr decided to form an armed wing of his party and began planning to overthrow the Saddam regime and replace it with a just Islamic government. On 1st of April 1980, the followers of Al Sadr attempted to assassinate the Iraqi Prime Minister Tariq Aziz while he was giving a speech at a university. The assassination attempt failed, and the government vowed to kill Muhammad Baqir Al Sadr. Because he feared a widespread rebellion, Saddam refused to arrest Al Sadr in broad daylight. Therefore, on 5th April 1980, in the middle of the night, the government cut off the electricity in Al Sadr's neighborhood and kidnapped him from his house. He was later executed in a secret location, and his body was later given to his family. The body of Baqir Al Sadr had signs of severe torture. Because Al Sadr was such an influential figure in the Muslim world, his execution caused outrage in many Muslim countries and was condemned by many Muslim preachers, journalists, and intellectuals. Upon hearing of the execution of Baqir Al Sadr, the Egyptian writer known as Zaki Naguib Mahmoud stated, "The execution of a thinker who contributed to the development of the Arab Islamic mind arouses feelings of revulsion and disgust. Developed countries honor their outstanding people, while Iraq executes its intellectuals.